CSR and ethics. In the RESVIA plus D competences, we see competency E, emotional intelligence, um, that you have to be able distinguishing between facts, assumptions, and opinions. And competency I, you see one of the indicators is employing your conscience as the ultimate yardstick. So your conscience is an important aspect of being green or of being sustainable. And both indicators have to do with ethics or morality. Because your conscience is about right and wrong, and this field of right and wrong is what we call morality or ethics. And ethics is a separate discipline of philosophy. And this is about thinking about right and wrong. And of course, sustainability, responsibility, both have to do with your ideas about right and wrong, how to behave as a human, how to behave towards other people, how to behave towards future generations, how to behave in relation to nature, how to behave in relation to the creation. These are all things that have to do with morality or ethics. And of course, as a future professional, it also has to do with your way of behaving as a professional, because in professional situations you sometimes have to make a decision for yourself whether you go with what your organization wants, or that you say, well, here is where I draw the line, this is what I will account for. And ethics has to do with the difference between the world of is and the world of ought. So the world how it is might be different from how the world as it should be. And for the world as it should be, we have the verb ought in English. So there's a difference between the world of things that are true or false. This is the world of necessity, of and the world of freedom or free will, in which it is a human who decides how to act. So there are two forms of rationality, two forms of logic. There are perception of reality, which are true or false, and we can research whether something is true or false. We can prove it, but we also have judgments about reality, about judgments about behavior of humans, and these judgments must be consistent, coherent, and credible. So that's what we try to do. We try to justify our behavior with our judgments. And responsibility, and there we come to corporate social responsibility, is linked with this fundamental idea of autonomy and free will. So you don't act because you are obliged to. No, you always can choose between right and wrong. So when we come, what is a moral judgment? So if you want to become green, well, you make a moral judgment, and this judgment is based on facts, on future facts, on what will happen if we don't change our behavior. But the key thing, how to decide whether some behavior is right and some behavior is wrong, has to do with our moral standards, our values, our norms, and our ideas about virtues. And these things together combined lead to a moral judgment. So when you say, well, it's wrong to pollute rivers, it's wrong to pollute air, it's wrong to change the climate and to let the North Pole melt, this is a moral judgment. And this judgment is based on your moral standards. And these moral standards are first moral values, and moral values are defined as abstract ideas about what is important for the good life. And here are some examples of moral principles, and you observe that these are words. There are words for our moral values: responsibility, autonomy, fairness, care, transparency, honesty, property, justice, loyalty, health, obedience, all examples of moral values which we may hold high. The other type of moral principles are norms, which are rules that lead to the good life. And these are all commands, prohibitions, or universal rights. So these are all examples of moral norms. You can read them for yourselves. And the last type of moral principles are virtues. And the opposite of virtue is a vice in English. So, and it's defined, a virtue is defined as a moral goodness of character and behavior. So it's a part of a person. So a person can be courageous, modest, honest, moderate, altruistic, or wise. So these are examples of moral virtues. So to make the link between moral principles and corporate social responsibility, the co-roundtable is a good example. So the next task will be to make some research for the co-roundtable and to answer the question, what moral values are important for the co-roundtable?